with that, we will open the third public hearing. We are required by law to advertise this 3 times in our local paper, which has been done, and also to have 3 public hearings, and this will be our 3rd public hearing for those rates. Randy? Can you get the lights out there? I'm going to have Roger do this. Can you operate the light switch?
I get it.
Prove it.
Third or fourth time.
All right, good morning. Let's start with the assessments. This is the existing rate structure for assessments for commercial properties only. We are not adjusting the residential rate structure at this point in time. You will note these 2 columns represent the existing rate structure as it's been published. The other 3 columns that you see here are the apparent rate structure based upon minimum usage, the mid-range signified over here, and then the apparent rate if you're using the minimum or the maximum amount for that range. The 2 highlighted items there in yellow represent the min and max rate that people are paying on a per ton basis, which is a wide disparity. It's $90-some difference in tonnage rate that they're paying between those 2. And as you notice down through there, it varies all over the place. Someone goes from just under 7 tons to 7 tons, they jump from $17 to $53 a ton as far as their rate that they're paying. So in order to even that out a little bit, looked at reducing the number of steps so we have fewer rates, and evening out. We've looked at a declining block here for rates based on as the tonnage increases, the rate goes down. But you will notice that the minimum of $30 is still substantially over that 17. There are 756 parcels in the county that are affected by this rate structure. These are the commercial properties. 512 of those parcels have less than 10 tons per year. Tonnage is based upon the container size, frequency of emptying by Rumpke or whoever their hauler is, and a factor of 14 yards per ton. That's how we get to the tonnage rates. You will note that total tons estimated to be brought in by this is $503,000. This is about $130,000 less than the projected funds that would be brought in based on the 2012 rate increase. And it's about $28,000 above what we expect to receive this year. That drop is due to people making adjustments from the last rate increase, getting the right size containers for their locations. I'm assuming that there are still going to be further adjustments once these rates go into effect, and that $28,000 gain that we're receiving from current will disappear in the following year. The new tipping fees, you'll note current fee, tipping fee at the landfill is this column. The in-county proposed with this new rate structure that we're setting up, there's only one change. That's in the water and wastewater sludges, and that's purely a rounding up from 44 cents to 50 cents. The out-of-county proposed and the out-of-state proposed, which are then shown in red, are new rates that do not exist as of today. These would be charged to anyone bringing waste out from out of county. Yes, we are charging $37.50 versus $40 a ton. The difference for that is We are charging a higher base rate per ton, but we aren't charging the $7.44 that goes to the solid waste district for in-county waste right now. There is a $2 fee included in that rate for out-of-county waste that will go to the solid waste district. But we are somewhat limited by state law as far as what we can charge out of county or out of district rates for solid waste, for the solid waste district. You'll note all of the fees are higher for out-of-county waste with that exception. And probably the largest one down here is the tire disposal per ton at $200. The $150 a ton that we currently charge does not really cover our expenses. It barely covers some, it depends on, we do not charge the townships when road crews when they bring in tires. That number of tires varies on whether or not we make it or break it on each truckload of tires that goes out of here at $150 a ton. We're charged $138 a ton, and if we don't collect all of that on the tires coming in, the $150 might not cover it. But we put this extra charge out here. We don't really want to be accepting and handling outside of county tires. This is the additional fees that will be charged to out-of-county waste. We are required by law to collect the source county solid waste fees and then reimburse those counties. So if you will note, the final total dollar per ton out here ranges from $38 to $47.50, depending on where the waste comes from. With that, any questions?
Do you see these figures?
Can you
Sure.
introduce yourself, please?
State your name, Jeff.
Jeff Golden, New Terrace. I'm glad you finally caught these, but do you honestly see these rates attracting out-of-county trash?
Yes, they are competitive.
Has anybody said, have you shown these rates to anyone and they've said, hey, we're going to bring a Preble on this?
No, I have not. Thought it was premature to show that out before it was
Well,
approved.
I understand that, but then again, putting them up there and not knowing if they're going to come at those rates or having any idea, it goes
They
both ways.
are cost competitive. Currently, I think Dark County's rates are approaching $50 a ton to drop it off at their transfer facility up there.
Okay.
Montgomery County's rates are about $42 a ton. So are we going to see a large increase in flow?
Probably.
I'm not sure. Now, what the big factor that's going to affect it is distance and time. My understanding is there is the western portion of Montgomery County, let's start with this. The western portion of Montgomery County, the southern half of Dark County, and the northern half of Butler County, we're a lot closer than any of their other sources, or maybe. And if we are at the same price or slightly cheaper, they'll be encouraged to come. The other factor that gets into this is most of the, take Warren County and Butler County as well, most of those people are going down to Rumpke's landfill. It's a long haul. It's also, my understanding is they have long waits once they're in the landfill. If they would come to our landfill, possibly shorter distance and shorter wait once they get into the landfill.
I agree.
Time is money.
I want to have some idea that the numbers we're putting up here are actually going to work, and it sounds like they're getting us some thought. The other question I've heard, and you addressed it earlier, but I just want to go over again, is the out-of-county trash costing less to bring it in than the in-county people are paying. And as you explained it, we go over that again, that the fees involved make up the difference.
Correct.
I just, because somebody watches this, I want them to know that.
Yeah, in that $40 a ton for in-county waste, you've got $7.44 that goes to the solid waste district, another $2 fee that goes to the solid waste district. That funds the recycling efforts within the county. And then you have $4.75, which goes straight to the EPA, and then another quarter that goes to Gasper Township. So out of the tipping fee, the landfill receives to operate about $19 and some odd cents. There's also another $6.05 that goes to financial assurance, which is the closure costs for the landfill. Now, also built into the out-of-county waste rates is $6.50, so an additional 45 cents per ton for the financial assurance fund.
Now, I know down in Gasper, there's been talk in the past that, are they locked into that 25 cent ton? Does that go up at any point, or is it subject to negotiation?
That is subject to, that is mandated by state law.
Mandated? Okay. Let's see, what else? A couple years ago, you guys had some people, I think it was from Kentucky, who were talking waste energy. Never heard any more about it. They just dropped off the map.
Yeah, they were somewhat of a fly-by-night. They have a good thought.
Sounded good, didn't it?
They have a good thought. I was involved with that with Montgomery County.
Yeah.
Went down and saw their facility, and they have a good thought. The permit requirements that they have to deal with are very difficult to deal with.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. It was a nice presentation.
Anything else?
Thank you, Randy. Very nice presentation. We appreciate all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, this meeting is now closed. The hearing is now closed. With that, we have a resolution.
Amending rates and charges pursuant to section 343.08 of the Ohio Revised Code for Solid Waste Disposal Services.
Okay.
Provided by the Preble County Solid Waste Management District for the non-sanitary landfill. That is resolution 387, and I would so move that.
Second?
Connie, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Wesson?
Yes.
Commissioner Day?
Yes.
Commissioner Robertson?
Yes. Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.